Hi everyone, welcome to English for You. I'm Kat.
I'm Elsie.
And today we're talking about art.
艺术,
Yeah.
Art. Okay, so do you go to art exhibitions?
Yeah, pretty frequently. How about you?
Pretty frequently. I don't do that frequently, but
Well,
I was in...
Maybe once a month.
Not that.
Oh, okay.
But I was in France and went to the Louvre.
Ooh.
And I saw a lot of beautiful paintings.
I believe it. Yeah. You could go to the Louvre for 3 days and not see the
Right.
whole thing. Yeah, there's so much there. But I like some of the local art by young artists and like by some of the people.
Taiwan?
Yeah. And by some of the people that like MoCA, like Museum of Contemporary Art.
Yes.
Stuff like that. So yeah, they have a lot of really cool art in Taipei.
Yeah, and today we're going to introduce one cool artist.
Yes, a made-up artist.
A made-up one.
Not a real artist, but still we're going to be talking about this for reasons about like you want to know what you should be looking for when you go and see some art.
Yeah, just not look at the painting and
Don't
take
just
a
be
picture
like,
and go on.
Hey, that's cool. No, actually look at the art. Like actually learn something from it. So that's what our article is going to be about today. And so we're going to learn a little bit more about this painting.
Yeah, let's get started.
Okay.
Reading. Learning about artworks on a gallery tour. Come on in, everyone. This is the Parker Gallery, where we host traveling exhibitions. This season, we have a collection by Ivan Choi, a young Korean-American illustrator. His drawings reflect his own cultural background in a surreal, dreamlike way. Let's take a look at this piece here. We see a young man and woman. But do you notice anything different about the woman? You can see 9 long white tails. That's right, she's a 9-tailed fox. In Chinese, we call these hulijing, but in Korean, they're called kumiho. She's got several other fox-like characteristics. She's looking out of a den, and her face is strangely shaped, like she's not quite human. But then, look at her hand. She seems to be feeding a large marble to the man. This is called a fox marble. It contains great knowledge and secrets, but can also steal a human's energy if the kumiho can get the marble back. So the question is this: is she giving him the knowledge inside the marble? Or is she taking it back from him and robbing him of his life? We're left to make our own interpretations. Take a moment to look more closely at this work. It's full of significant details. See what you can discover.
Okay, so today's article starts out with this person who's like a guide for the gallery, and they're actually called a docent. Though you won't see it in this article. But anyway, they're telling a group of tourists probably, come on in everyone, this is the Parker Gallery, where we host traveling exhibitions.
Oh, so what are traveling exhibitions?
Well, we're going to learn about that in a second, but first we should probably learn what a gallery is.
Yeah, what is a gallery?
A gallery is like a building or a room where artwork or things for display are shown, usually like on the walls, in the middle of the room if it's a sculpture or something like that. So there's no other purpose for the room other than just to show the art. It's like a museum, but a museum is usually a building, like a whole building. And galleries are usually smaller, or they're just one part of the museum. So it probably in this article, this gallery, this Parker Gallery is part of a bigger museum because he's saying they host a certain kind of exhibition here.
Right.
So sometimes you can even buy the art in galleries. There's a lot of galleries around Taiwan. There's these little ones in shops that you can see on like Yongkang Street or other places where people just kind of rent out a space and they make it into a gallery and they show art. So go check some out. Now an example sentence might be, I always like seeing the artwork in this gallery. Its owners always pick very talented people to display.
Right， 所以 gallery 就是美术馆或画廊，它的规模当然会比 museum 这个博物馆来的小，或者是 part of it 在博物馆里面的一个部分。So one of the guides in the Parker Gallery is welcoming everyone. Come on in, come on in.
Yeah. So let's go on in here. We're going to see an exhibition. Now, exhibition is the second vocabulary word in this sentence. It's a noun that means a show of art or collections or other interesting items, and it happens in a gallery. So the words gallery and exhibition are usually linked together, or in a museum. And anyone can go see it. It's available to the public. The only thing you might have to pay to get in if it's a bigger museum. But the point is to make it open and let people come in, appreciate the art, the different objects. Maybe you could even have an exhibition of like dinosaur robots is one that I think of, or science exhibitions, that kind of thing. So it doesn't have to be just art. It could be anything that's interesting to look at. Now, there is a difference between exhibition and exhibit. The exhibition is the whole show, but the exhibit is the one work or one object being shown at an exhibition. Now, an example sentence for this might be, this museum is having an interesting exhibition right now. They're showing very old clothes and objects made by people from thousands of years ago.
Exhibition 这个名词呢，代表展览、展览会。There are different kinds of exhibitions, like traveling exhibition， 那就是巡回展，或者是 permanent exhibition， 那就是常设展。那还有像是 solo exhibition 个展。那在这边 Parker Gallery 它办的则是 traveling exhibitions 巡回展。
All right, so yeah, they have traveling exhibitions in this gallery. So the guide goes on to say, this season we have a collection by Ivan Choi, a young Korean-American illustrator.
Ivan Choi?
Choi.
Oh,
yeah.
他是一位 Korean-American illustrator，那就是韩裔美籍的插画家。所以 illustrator 就是插画家的意思啦，或者是你要说插画师也可以。那像在童书里头，特别是童书，我们会看到他会说 the book is illustrated by somebody。那这个动词呢，代表就是画插画的动作。
Yeah, I actually got my college degree in illustration.
I know.
Yeah, so I'm an illustrator as well as a teacher and a filmer and an
illustrator.
Yeah, so an illustrator is somebody who does work for commercial use usually, or just kind of more like pop kind of artwork. Anyway, so his drawings reflect his own cultural background in a surreal, dreamlike way.
Oh, surreal. 你会看到这个字呢，它是由 real 的前面再加上字首 sur， 那就代表是超现实的、梦幻般的 surreal。那 Ivan 这个人呢，他是一位画这个超现实画风的画家，那他的画都跟梦一般 dreamlike， 反映出他的文化背景。
Yeah, because usually our dreams are kind of like, they seem a little bit not real. There's something about them that's kind of weird, kind of like, what's going on?
Yeah, you need to think about it.
Yeah, so if you can express that in a painting or an illustration, that would be really cool.
Right.
Anyway, so the article says, let's take a look at this piece here. They're looking at a certain piece.
所以这边的 this piece 可能就是代表这幅作品，那可能是一幅图或一个图片。
So now they're looking at this particular painting. They're probably all gathered around it. And he says, we see a young man and a woman. But do you notice anything different about the woman?
所以这边这个 guide 就在问问题啦，他就说，我们看到这幅图里面呢，有一个年轻的男生，一个年轻的女生，那你有注意到这位女生有什么不同的地方吗？ Can you see the difference, Kat?
Yes. So you can see 9 long white tails.
What?
Yep. She has tails, 9 of them. That's right. She's a 9-tailed fox.
所以你可以看到它有9条长长白色的尾巴，它就是只9尾狐。And we have a specific term in Chinese for a 9-tailed fox.
Right, because they're a big fixture in Chinese, Japanese, and Korean myths.
Right, but before we talk about that, 我们先说，在英文当中呢，我们可以用数字加上身体部位，再加上 ed 形成复合形容词。像我们刚刚讲到的 9-tailed， 它就是9个尾巴的，9条尾巴的。那类似用法还有比如说 3-headed， 3头的 4-legged。4只脚的
like a dog. Okay. 4-legged, yeah. Anyway, so now we see she's a nine-tailed fox. In Chinese, we call these 狐狸精, but in Korean, they're called 구미호.
구미호.
Yeah.
所以中文叫狐狸精，韩文就是구미호.
Probably the same word root, but just sound a little bit different, I think. Yeah. She's got several other fox-like characteristics as well. She's looking out of a den, and her face is strangely shaped like she's not quite human.
Okay.
Yeah, so she has these interesting characteristics, and that's what we're going to learn about just next. When we talk about somebody or something having characteristics, this is a noun that means they have the quality that shows something about them or shows what they are. If you say somebody has fox-like characteristics, that means they have things like a fox. It might be fur, color, shape, their ears, the noise they make, where they live, how they move. It could be anything about them that shows you something about how they are like. Now, there might be something about characteristics of Taiwanese people versus American people. Now, it depends on the individual, but there's definitely certain things that Taiwanese people do more than American people, or the other way around. We can also call characteristics features or qualities. Now, as you can see, these can be anything like your personality, or they can be physical characteristics, like having purple hair. That is a physical characteristic of mine. Or that I have a sort of high voice. That's also a characteristic. Now, an example sentence might be, people say that one of Elsa's best characteristics is her amazing singing voice. That's definitely true.
Characteristic 这个名词呢，就是特色、特征。那还有一个字跟它长得很像，就是把字尾 characteristic 的字尾拿掉。哪些呢 ？istic 拿掉之后，你会看到 character。那它代表的是性格。So, for example, it's not in her character to be jealous. 以她性格来说，不是个爱嫉妒的人。所以要记得哦 ，characteristic 还有 character 两个字都很重要。那另外呢，我们还看到一个复合形容词是 fox-like， 那就是像狐狸一般的。还有一个是 den，D-E-N， 它代表的是动物的巢穴或是窝。
Yeah, so foxes live in dens, and of course they have tails, and they have long faces and long bodies and red or white or whatever color fur. So there's some things that mark her as a fox.
Yes.
But then, the article says, look at her hand. So she does have hands, not paws. She seems to be feeding a large marble to the man.
What is a marble?
A marble is a noun that means like a small, hard, shiny ball for playing with. Usually it's something made of glass, sometimes stone, sometimes metal, usually glass though. But playing marbles is a game common with kids. And usually if you play marbles, you get to keep the ones you win. Yay. So marble is also something else. It's also a type of rock that sometimes is pure white, sometimes it has lines going through it. They use it a lot in construction because of like fancy buildings, because it's elegant and it's strong. They also use it to make statues. All those white statues that you can see from Europe, those are made from marble. So an example sentence for the ball marble might be, my brother has a collection of marbles with all sorts of different colors. My favorite ones are the yellow and blue ones.
所以 marble 就是弹珠或是玻璃珠啦。And tell us more about this. Why is the woman feeding the man a large marble?
Seems a weird thing to do, right?
为什么要喂他吃这个玻璃珠呢？
This is called a fox marble. Well, of course, because she's a fox. It contains great knowledge and secrets, but can also steal a human's energy if the gumiho can get the marble back. So it's magical.
OK，所以 fox marble 它有很多的知识和秘密在里头。那如果狐狸精可以把玻璃珠拿回来，就把这个 marble 拿回来的话，还可以偷取人类的能量。She can get the energy back from the human being.
Yeah, that's right. I think this is actually something that is in Korean stories about gumiho, but not in stories about Chinese hulijing.
Because in Chinese we say 狐狸精, we are talking about somebody that's a mistress.
So actually it's a totally different story.
对.
Okay, interesting. Now the article says, so the question is this. Is she giving him the knowledge inside the marble, or is she taking it back from him and robbing him of his life? So now we have this kind of big question because the painting doesn't make it clear. Is she giving him something or is she robbing him? Now, rob is a verb that means to steal something from somebody. Now, I often hear people mix up steal and rob, and they mean almost the same thing, but the thing is they have different objects. We have to be careful of the object. So you steal a thing and you rob a person of a thing. So for example, I stole some money versus I robbed an old woman, or I robbed an old woman of her money. You stole my heart, not you robbed my heart. That would mean you stole something out of my heart.
Oh, so I can say I robbed you of your heart.
Yes, yes. And you robbed me, not you stole me. So both mean taking something without asking or taking something by force. It's not a good thing, but that's what the difference between steal and rob is. You rob a person and steal a thing. Now, an example sentence might be, the thieves that broke into Myra's house robbed her of all her jewelry. Poor Myra.Rob
这个动词呢，代表抢劫或是盗取。那记得哦，它的搭配是 rob somebody of something， 所以你 rob 后面加的受词是人。那刚刚 Kat 有提到的是 steal 偷这个动作，后面直接要加的是东西，所以两个是不一样的。所以呢，他究竟是要喂他吃玻璃珠，让他得到玻璃珠内大量的知识，还是这个狐狸精要抢走那一颗玻璃珠呢？如果他抢走，那个人的 energy 也会被夺走。
All right, so you have this critical question. Is she giving him something or is she taking something?
Right.
Is she bad or is she good? There's a lot of different questions you could ask about something like this where it's not really clear. And that's what the guide says next. We're left to make our own interpretations.
Interpretation 就是诠释阐释。所以这个图片没有一个答案哦，它是要留给我们自己去诠释它。那这边的 leave 指的是把什么留给别人来决定。
Right. And then with a lot of modern art, I think they're kind of like this, where it doesn't really tell you much about it, but you kind of have to figure out what it means to you.
Yourself, right?
Which makes it more interesting. Now, the article says, take a moment to look more closely at this work. It's full of significant details. See what you can discover. So it's full of significant details. Details being little things, and significant is an adjective that means something is meaningful and worth noticing. Now, significant can also mean important, but here, and when we're talking about like research, something like that, significant means there is something you should notice. For example, the difference between one person getting sick and 4 people getting sick is a significant difference. It's not something you can say is a mistake or not a very big difference. Now, if you look in the painting, you'll see details that bring more meaning to it. That means that they actually change something about the painting, and that's why they are important or worth noticing. Now, an example sentence might be, the year that Lisa worked as an English teacher was one of the most significant times in her life.
Significant 这个形容词呢，就是意义深远的、具特殊意义的。所以我们说呢，在这个图片里头，你可以看到 significant details， 也就是具有特殊意义的 details 细节，你可以自己去诠释它。And we can think about what they mean, right?
Yeah, exactly.
By ourselves.
Yeah, you can look at it for as long as you can keep seeing new things and be like, oh, look at that. What does that mean? Oh, I bet it means this. Yeah, that's the interesting thing about looking at art.
So there's no right answer.
No right answer and no wrong answer either. All right, so that's the first part of our TOEIC article on viewing artwork. And so that means we're going to go to our For You chat right now.
For You chat.
Okay, so our For You chat question for today is, what kind of exhibitions have you seen in museums or galleries? Which did you like best?
That's a really hard question because, as I said, I go to a lot of them.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, but I think the one that touched me most in my life was in Rome.
In Rome?
Yeah, I went to see the Galleria Borghese, which is where they have a lot of works by, I can't remember the sculptor's name, Bernini, is that it? Yeah, Bernini and Caravaggio. So I saw some of the best sculptures ever. And Caravaggio is an old painter around the same time as Da Vinci, who has some really amazing work, and he's actually one of my favorite painters. So getting to see his work in person, I almost cried. I was so touched. Yeah,
wow.
It was amazing to see. Yeah.
I remember I went to Vincent van Gogh's museum in the Netherlands.
In Amsterdam?
Yeah, Amsterdam, yes.
Yeah.
And I was looking at one of his paintings called Potato Eater.
Yeah. I remember that
one.
It was beautiful. Yeah. Even though it's one of his early ones, like, it's still really interesting to see where he went from there.
But actually, I liked his early paintings more.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I don't know why.
Maybe
they touched me.
Oh, okay. That's good. Well, that's all the time we have for today, but maybe you guys have seen amazing works like these. Maybe some Van Gogh, maybe some Caravaggio, or maybe even like some modern artists or Taiwanese artists that you really like their work. Talk about with your classmates what you've seen and maybe what you'd like to see in the future.
Right.
So we're going to see you for day 2, but for now we're going to say goodbye. Bye-bye.
Learning about artworks on a gallery tour. Come on in, everyone. This is the Parker Gallery, where we host traveling exhibitions. This season, we have a collection by Ivan Choi, a young Korean-American illustrator. His drawings reflect his own cultural background in a surreal, dreamlike way. Let's take a look at this piece here. We see a young man and woman. But do you notice anything different about the woman? You can see 9 long white tails. That's right, she's a 9-tailed fox. In Chinese, we call these hulijing, but in Korean, they're called kumiho. She's got several other fox-like characteristics. She's looking out of a den, and her face is strangely shaped, like she's not quite human. But then, look at her hand. She seems to be feeding a large marble to the man. This is called a fox marble. It contains great knowledge and secrets, but can also steal a human's energy if the kumiho can get the marble back. So the question is this: is she giving him the knowledge inside the marble? Or is she taking it back from him and robbing him of his life? We're left to make our own interpretations. Take a moment to look more closely at this work. It's full of significant details. See what you can discover.
Vocabulary Review.
Gallery. The artist talked to a manager at a gallery to ask if she could display her work there. Exhibition. The car company is holding an exhibition of some of its classic models. Characteristic. Red and blue patterns have become a common characteristic in this company's brand of shirts. Marble. The kids played with marbles, rolling them along the floor to hit each other's balls out of the circle. Rob. Annie noticed that her purse was gone, and then she realized that she had been robbed. Significant. The client said he would order 100 pairs of shoes, which was a significant sale for this struggling shoemaker.
字汇小补帖
Illustrator. Surreal. Den. Interpretation.
以上节目是由活用空中美语制作，活用空中美语杂志，请洽询全国各大书店。 如欲索取试听教材，请来电02-2364-4000 02-2364-4000，或上网查询，网址是 www.english4u.net www.english4u.net